Yeah, you just take 2 little screws.
Yeah.
Can we start that over?
So we are refreshing our bathroom. We're kind of mid-project, as you can see. We have already taken down the mirror and the light. We are in the primary bathroom right now. We're actually refreshing both bathrooms, the primary and the our spare bathroom. We live in a high-rise condo, of course, and remodeling can be very expensive. It also is something that requires a long timeline because you've got to approve things by the board. And we sort of had a spur-of-the-moment decision that we thought it might be nice to repaint our bathroom.
Instead of doing a full remodel, kind of just doing, like you said, a refresh. It was probably something that we could have done a long time ago, but I think
probably should have done it a long time ago.
Decided to do very simple, just taking off the mirrors, but then we kind of added it in with the repainting and just all of it.
Because I did paint this bathroom when we first moved in. I painted it the color that is over here, the Riviera Pewter, but we're going a really dark gray, so I'm super excited.
And you're painting the ceiling too.
And we're going to paint the ceiling, so
it's going to feel really dark and cozy in here.
I've always wanted to have a really dark bathroom. We are going to hang framed mirrors, and then you can see this hole in the wall. Right there. There we go. That was a very strange light.
Attached to the mirror.
In the middle of the mirror, yeah. And it was really obtrusive and really obnoxious. And I always thought that light was really weird, and I always disliked it, but we never did anything about it.
It had those little light bulbs that
little candle looking light bulbs.
Like candle flames, and it was this.
That also get 5,000 degrees when you turn them on.
They were the dimmest.
Yeah. It was a worthless light.
Dimmest yellow color ever. So it was it was not even a golden ambiance. It was just a yellow.
It was awful. So I bought a much more understated sconce that will go in between the mirrors, so we'll still be able to utilize the light, but it'll be hopefully something that's a little less intrusive. So we're going to get started. We're going to show you all along through the process of what we're doing. The other bathroom we're not repainting. We're just going to paint behind where the mirror is, so you'll be showing that in a little bit because we're going to be finishing up all the drywall repair that we had to do for all the glue that did damage when we took the mirrors down, because you took those down yesterday. Those were quite a difficult task. So this one was the hardest because it's 72 inches wide.
I basically assumed that I was not going to be able to do it. I was to the point where I'm you were on a call and I was waiting for the call to be over for you to be
so you could be
we got to hire somebody. You can't do this. But so luckily you were on the call because I was I guess I'll keep working until she's done and trying. I got the heat gun, and then I got some shims from the closet from our storage, or the grandpa's closet thing in our condo.
Yeah, it's a shared space where you can share tools, so it's really nice.
We ended up donating the things that I used anyway.
Yeah.
A couple months ago.
Just extra storage space.
But I got those, heated up the glue, used the wedge, and it popped right off, and it was so much easier. And I was
thank goodness. Yeah.
Because
that was the hardest part of this project.
Honestly. Whenever we're doing a project, I always assume that something is going to go a little wrong, and like you said, that was the hardest thing. So we've crested the highest hill.
But obviously we had to do that first so that we could have time to do all the drywall repair in time for painting. We're painting
it ripped
today.
off pretty big patches of drywall.
Yep.
So that's why we used a lot of compound.
So we're going to get the bathroom ready, start painting. I'm going to start by priming right here where the mirror is. I'm priming the ceiling. We did a little bit of, this is an access panel to our blower, so did a little bit of compounding work, and it kind of had some cracking. We will take the panels down and paint them separately, and so we'll have the opening to where the blower is. But that's what controls our heating and our cooling in the building. Taking down the towel bars.
Yeah.
This is a pet peeve of mine.
You take 2 little screws, you pop it off the wall.
Yeah. And then you just leave.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can paint around.
Why is that one crooked?
I don't know.
We obviously didn't hang this towel bar because you can see where I painted last time.
But painting it and then
yes,
it covers back up. And
okay to paint around this, not okay to paint around that. So we have another one over here. And this is, I think even when we moved in, I think these had been painted around and I was so frustrated. Like, so easy to take it off. Just take the 2 seconds to take it off. It also makes your painting easier.
Yeah, like you could just paint, you don't have to paint around anything, you just
right.
paint.
So last towel bar, and then we've got this hook. And then we are gonna also take down the door of the medicine cabinet here. It's like a recessed medicine cabinet. Because I think when I painted this before, I just taped it and it like, I don't know if you can tell, it like chipped a little bit. Yeah. It like pulled a little bit of the like mirror. And so I'm just gonna take it down. It'll be a lot easier to paint around that way. So, because it's just on hinges, easy enough to just take the hinges out, take them down. So Chris is doing a really gross job right now. And he's like vacuuming we took the fan cover of like the bathroom fan down and he's like vacuuming it. Is like so gross. Like we thought about replacing both fans because we were like, oh, they probably could stand to be replaced. But then we were like, we'll just clean them really good. And now I'm regretting not just going ahead and replacing them because it's pretty nasty. So there's 2 layers to it and you can open it up.
It looks like it.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's looking better. It's so gross. It's disgusting.
Yeah. These are something that they definitely should have designed to
better,
like
to be able to clean them better because it seems like a fire hazard.
I think that maybe they should have like filters like your AC does.
Yes.
But yeah, it's extreme fire hazard. They always say like don't leave them on when you leave the house.
Yeah.
It's because it's half dust. Yeah,
it's as bad as like a dryer, like with all the like just lint and dust and stuff that builds up, which is so disgusting. Okay, so after a wet rag, and then we took like a brush and really tried to clean in here. This, I cannot even believe. Like, it looks so much better. Like,
I've never seen something so clogged with dust.
Oh my God, that was disgusting.
People check on your bathroom vents because
yes. That is such a fire hazard.
It's a very serious thing. I feel embarrassed that we left it that long. I can't.
So we have can lights in the bathroom, and Chris is taking this one right here, basically the kind of outer rim of it off, so that it's just easier to paint. So now they're just kind of like open holes. Okay, I think we finally have the bathroom ready for paint. Chris just took the linen closet door down. We kind of store like cleaning supplies and stuff in here. I am not going to actually paint inside this closet. I'm going to tape a line and we'll just paint like a straight line. I'm going to actually leave this so it'll be like in line with this shelf. And I wonder what we hung that there for. Did we use that?
No, we don't. We
I hung it for something.
Yeah.
Because I did originally paint this closet when we painted the bathroom the first time, but I am going to not paint it this time. I'm going to leave it repeater. I don't know. Do you think it's about? It felt. I was afraid it would get really dark in there.
I don't know.
You know, I don't know.
So I've been working on the other bathroom. I patched these holes better, sanded them. They need another sanding, but the spackle is not completely dry yet. But one thing that I did here, changed our hardware. We did have these like really small, what is going on? We did have these really small, like, I don't even know, like thumb pulls that were up here. And then we would change them to these nice like pulls. But the problem is the hole for the other one there. So I had patched that with wood putty, and then I'm going to come in here and kind of paint it with some like black acrylic and brown paint that I'm going to try to touch up and see if I can touch that up pretty good. I can maybe like do it all with like a little hand brush because it's only like a little bit. Whitney is in here priming. She's doing a second priming coat where the mirror was. kind of where like the patches were. Just most of them are going to be behind the new mirrors. So
yeah, the two patches here and here were the most like are going to be like visible, like. So I was less concerned about what they looked like. So I was trying to be behind the mirror. So like, yeah, it'll be fine.
and then you primed the ceiling, and then you got the two access panels out and painted those.
Yeah.
So that one when we put them back in, they're all painted nice. What are you gonna paint that? Oh, you did. A piece of trim too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing a lot of work in here. So Whitney is painting the panels that go into the ceiling hole up there. You can see how dark the paint already is, and it'll probably just get a little darker when it dries too. So we got the ceiling and almost one wall done.
Yep. Yeah, and then like the rest of the walls are actually like small walls, so it feels less overwhelming. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some like kind of touch-up spots that I'll have to like go back over. But this is really good paint, and so I should be able to do it pretty much one coat. A lot of people don't do it this way, but if you you like should cut in one wall and then roll a wall when you're painting instead of like cutting it all the way around. And then what you do when you do that is then like when I go to this wall again, it goes over and it kind of you can naturally touch up the areas that you miss, so that like you don't have touch-ups at the end. Does that make sense? So a little faster way to paint. I am calling it quits for today, and we will finish the rest tomorrow. But I went ahead and prioritized, this is the mirror wall behind me, so that tomorrow we can, like Chris can get the mirrors hung while I'm finishing up the bathroom. So I'll show you the progress so far. Mirror wall done. Ceiling is all done. We can, and Chris went to go get dinner, and then probably after we eat, we're gonna put like we can put all the lights and everything back in the ceiling. I might have to do a little bit of like touch up, but I can do that with everything kind of installed. There's a bunch of stuff out on the bed or all over the bed right now, so we're gonna have to clear that off anyway. So tomorrow I will finish doing the bathtub nook here, which is these three walls, and then this wall here, so around the door. Still have not decided if I'm going to actually paint inside of the linen closet or if I'm going to kind of tape down and leave it. I'm on the fence, so I can't decide what I want to do. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Good morning. It is the next day, so today is Sunday. We're going to finish the project today. We actually showered in the spare bathroom because I didn't like, this one is still so much in flux. I didn't want to like shower in here. But we got ready this morning and we are ready to get started. The spare bathroom is pretty close to being done. Chris really just needs to hang the mirror and the towel ring in there. So I think he's going to do that here pretty soon. I think we might do like one more quick kind of touch up of the paint just to make sure it's like a good coat behind the mirror before he does that. And then he'll come in here and start hanging like the towel rack and the mirrors and the light and everything in here while I focus on finishing up the painting. I still have obviously around the bathtub here. I did decide I am going to paint inside the closet. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. It's all so integrated here and like the way that so it just makes sense. I'm just gonna paint that. And then I need to finish this around here. So this is actually where I'm gonna start so that as he's hanging things up, like this is hopefully gonna be dry in time that he can also start going ahead and putting the switch plates back and the door back on the medicine cabinet and all that stuff. So ready to get this done. What's your favorite like project that we've done in any of our houses? What's been your favorite?
I think the basement in our Burlington house.
It's so funny because I was going to say the same thing. Like,
I think
as horrible as that project was, because we did it so like in like a weekend when we probably should have taken like 2 weeks. I loved it. I had fun doing that.
Well, like redoing that whole kitchenette thing and
Yeah.
then like the flooring, and then like I really liked tearing out the stone wall and redoing it. Like,
yeah.
And then we had that like mantle. I think it was the coolest outcome.
Yeah.
I really liked, as much as that house was like way too big and too much work, I really liked that house.
Yeah.
One of my favorite houses we lived in.
But yeah, the Burlington house I think was fun because it had so much potential, and we had so much fun doing the projects in there. You know?
Like the kitchen remodel, like that was.
Yeah, the kitchen remodel was great.
That was
Although I was gonna say that that's probably the worst project. I think if I had to pick like what's my worst or my least favorite project that we've done.
Oh really? What about?
It just was so much work.
But in the end.
Oh no! I mean the outcome was great. Like I feel like it ended up being worth it in the end, but it was. Oh
yeah,
my God.
I mean you painted those cabinets. There were a lot of cabinets.
It was so much
And
work.
you did like so many coats.
Well, yeah, because we decided to do the gel stain, and that was like not worth it. But because we had to like move the because we put that like 300-pound granite farmhouse sink in, and like
and like rebuilding the cabinets, and then like
the water valve issue.
The water valve issue, and then the dishwasher. Like,
oh, I forgot about the dishwasher.
And like
we got like stuck in there.
Yeah, we like pulled the cabinets out to swap them, and then realized that the floor did not go underneath.
Yeah, they had like, the people before us had installed the floor, but not underneath the dishwasher.
So what we realized that once we put, quartz countertops.
You wouldn't be able to get the dishwasher out.
On the top, you wouldn't be able to get the dishwasher out because you'd have to lift the countertop out because it would go up over the lip. So then we had to
raise all the cabinets.
We had to put 3/4 inch plywood under all of the cabinets, not just the 2 we were working on, the other 4, and then.
Yeah, because we were not planning to take all the cabinets.
And then you know what's funny? Dishwasher went out like 2 weeks later.
It did. Well, yeah. I mean, it was like we finished the project and then the dishwasher broke, and we were like, "Well, thank goodness we."
Yeah, like we would have been in trouble.
We got the mirrors up, and we realized there's a problem. Do you want to describe the problem?
Yeah.
Hold on.
So, like any normal person, the mirror should be centered over.
Hold on, I'm gonna come over here so I can see the
It should
angle.
be centered over the vanity.
Yes, correct. Over the sink. Yes.
Over the sink. So, 24 inches, 1 foot, the center.
Yep.
Right here, perfect. Right here, perfect.
Yeah.
Thus lies a problem. This light is
not centered.
To the vanity. So.
Who does that?
So I'm putting back the bathroom. We have the mirrors hung. The light fixture is hung. I'm gonna wait until we're done to put the cover on so it doesn't get any dirty. I just rehung this mirror. I put towel bars and then put the picture hangers back, and then we're waiting for the paint to completely dry before hanging the pictures. We had this towel bar here, we had this little hook here, and then the rack here. So it's almost all done. I put the can light escutcheons back on. Oh, and then we have to put this closet back together, the door, and then there's shelves. So almost done. Just waiting for the paint to completely dry. All right, so the mirror is hung. We got the towel ring on here now. Everything's cleaned up and put back together. This mirror really makes the medicine cabinet mirror look not great. You can kind of see the line from the old mirror at the top, but I'm also very perceptive, so I kind of just see those things more than anyone else. So maybe not a normal person will see it, but looks pretty good. I love the new handles. I touched up the wood, but where the other hole was with some wood putty and some paint. You can barely tell. It's like if you didn't know that they were there, you probably wouldn't even know. And then we got these 2 mirrors hung. It looks really good. I think you can see the line less in here. I think the lighting really helps. It kind of just reflects and glares and you can barely see it. But we got the towels and the pictures, the towel racks back on, and then the pictures hung. Oh, it looks so nice. It's such a dark gray. The door back on. Painted inside the closet because...
I'm glad we painted inside the closet. It looks a lot better.
And then painted the ceiling as well on the little access panel. The new fan not the new fan, but the clean fan we thought would be like, sound like a jet engine taking off, but it actually is just really quiet.
Yeah,
So
it's very quiet.
I think it's just because it's such a low power that's probably why dusk just accumulated. But yeah, the pictures, put the light fixture. I did have a little issue with the light fixture. It's a little off center. I don't know why it's that bad. I kind of cheated it as far as I could to the left, but it's a normal person's not going to notice again.
Yeah, it's only off by about a quarter of an inch.
And then, done with this project. I'm excited. Everything's back to normal. Right.
Bathroom complete?
Bathroom's complete. Yeah, that was probably the smoothest home renovation that we've ever done.
Yeah. I mean, of course it was a pretty easy refresh anyway, but I definitely think this went smoother than any other project we've done, so that was really nice. And I'm so glad to have it over with.
Yeah.
But now I can't wait, because I think we're going to paint the same color in the living room, because we love it, and now I'm like,
it's a really nice color. It totally changes the whole mood and the vibe in
It
here.
feels so much like, it's like really calming and like cozy. I love it. So, I'm so pleased. So thank you for all of your help. It's great. I feel like all I do is paint. So if you enjoyed the renovation, I hope you did. Please give us a thumbs up.
And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.